We really care about our citizens, and we care a lot about our deputies that we send out.
From jumping to house to finally achieving their dream home, how Habitat for Humanity made one family's dream come true.
These stories and more
coming up on Grady Newsource.
This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Hello everyone, welcome to Grady Newsource. I'm Jack Keys.
And I'm Eddie Newbert. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. We have a lot of exciting stories tonight, don't we, Jack?
We certainly do, Eddie, and it starts with the Trump administration recently revoking the visas of more than 600 international students, faculty, and researchers across at least 90 U.S. universities. That's according to a review of court filings, statements from attorneys, and announcements from schools around the U.S.
Yeah, but it's not clear if all the students whose visas have been terminated have to immediately leave the country or if they can stay to continue their education. A new lawsuit alleges traffic stops and dismissed cases were used as justification for some of those revocations. The U.S. immigration has even had impact here at the University of Georgia. Today, there was a rally.
And we have team coverage for you tonight. We have Blake Cavanis and Shelby Watson for you live at the University of Georgia Tate Plaza.
Blake, what was it like out there today?
Yeah, so we're back outside Tate where around noon we came down here to see a crowd form. There was a bunch of different tables with different groups and organizations handing out posters and flyers, but they were all here for the same cause, and that was rallying behind international students at the University of Georgia.
No justice, no peace, no ICE in our streets.
Outside the Tate Student Center, a crowd of students, faculty, and community members voiced their concerns.
I'm hoping that we can just get a really strong sense that UGA is standing in solidarity with its international community in particular.
This rally is in response to a revocation of some student visas.
So these are some of the best minds that we have here in the state of Georgia are having their livelihoods taken away from them, ripped away from this country where they have all their connections. We think that's fundamentally wrong.
The United Campus Workers UGA chapter and UGA Young Democrat Socialists of America chapter collaborated to host the rally. With speakers, chants, and posters, it caught the attention of people nearby.
I think these protests are very effective in wanting to share their voice and opinions to the greater student organization. It definitely brings light to such events.
UGA student Ryan Croft just wanted to hear the opinion of the rally.
It's a free country, so they're allowed to protest. So I was interested in what they were protesting about.
The group hopes that bringing awareness to this issue will protect fellow students and friends.
And I could not imagine UGA without that presence here. I mean, I think it's inherently, what are the dogs if it's not dogs from everywhere?
The rally lasted about an hour with 4 different speakers leading chants and talking about why international students are important at the university and why speaking up is so important. Back to y'all at the studio.
Shelby, you were also at the rally. What can you tell us about the impact the situation is having on people?
Well, Jack, at the rally today, people were angry and frustrated, not just at the student visa situation, but also at the Trump administration as a whole. They were encouraging their peers to find ways to help one another, as well as demanding action from UGA and accountability from the Trump administration. Of course, now that the student visa situation has become local, people are worried for their peers. They're nervous and scared, especially because international students face enough issues as it is.
My worst fear is just me putting in so much effort and work into it, at the end of the day, it just comes to nah.
It's a fear echoing across the country as American universities continue to announce the revocation of some international students' visas.
No justice, no peace, no ICE in our streets.
Some international students here at UGA had their visas affected, sending a ripple of uncertainty through the campus for students and faculty alike.
Scary because it's you don't know what you can essentially you can be doing nothing wrong, and it's because even I got emails from ISL being yo, be careful, check your service record, check your other stuff, make sure you're up to date with what's happening.
I feel terrible. I cannot say how much. And it seems like it's possible that ICE may come into my classroom, and I guess if and when that happens, I'm going to have to make a snap decision.
The fear of having your visa revoked is just one of the struggles international students have to face. International student Shaigan Jan, who is from Islamabad, Pakistan, only sees his family over summer or the occasional winter break.
Like there's some days where you're like, oh, I wish they were here, stuff is easier, I want to go home. But I think like it's more of knowing that like they've kind of made the sacrifice for you, you're kind of making the sacrifice for them. At the end of the day, you will get to see them.
Some international students have political issues back home to worry about too, as rally attendee Donna Byram observed when talking to a representative from Ukraine at the Student International Fair.
She was just so sweet, so sweet. And so to me, having a connection of meeting someone from Ukraine like that and seeing and knowing what they're going through, it's really touched me, and that made me for sure I was going to come here and support this today for her and her friends.
International students are a demographic the U.S. economy may need. Data show they contributed $43.8 billion to the U.S. economy in 2023 and 2024. And for
it just bridges the gap between communities.
Shelby Watson, Grady Newsource.
Thank you for that, Shelby. As the protest wrapped up, organizers handed out flyers for an event that claims to combat what some are calling the actions around immigration issues a crisis on campus.
And that's why a panel named exactly that will host a public event on Sunday, April 27th. Two Atlanta immigration attorneys and a civil rights attorney will speak. If you want to hear what they have to say, you can. If you can't make it in person, you can join on Zoom. International students, staff, and allies invited. The panel will take place at The Table on South Lumpkin at 2 p.m. Another blow for international students, this one from Georgia's Board of Regents. A 3% increase in college tuition. Grady Newsource reporter Olivia Bontempo has more on this and other increases. Olivia.
Jack, the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia voted Tuesday to approve tuition rates for the 2025-2026 school year. I spoke with Chancellor Sonny Perdue late this afternoon, and he says there's a reason and value for those increases.
They recognize the value. I mean, the numbers show that we are the third lowest tuition and fee in the Southeast regional education area and the sixth lowest in the nation. So all of it points to the fact of what a great value a University System of Georgia education is.
International students like Shaigan John will see a 3% increase in tuition across Georgia's 26 public colleges and universities, including the University of Georgia.
But it's still like from the cost perspective, it does like demotivate a lot of people trying to get like a higher education.
Out-of-state students will pay 2% more. While these increases will affect out-of-state and international students, Georgia residents, I have good news for you. You won't see any changes in your tuition. The board made the decision after they increased in-state costs by 2.5% last year.
Affordability matters. The Board of Regents really for the last 10 years have focused on affordability. That's one of their pillars, principles of trying to make students here in Georgia and our university system as affordable as possible.
This is the 7th time in the past 10 years that the board has agreed and voted to keep tuition costs consistent for their Georgia residents. While tuition will remain flat for these Georgia students, fees will vary from college to college. That's all I have for you now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that, Olivia. And we have more good stories coming after the break, don't we, Jack?
Oh, we certainly do. Stories ranging from homes being built for families in Jackson County to National Telecommunications Week.
Don't go anywhere.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers. He connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
Finally found a place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Homes are a necessity, and since 1998, Habitat for Humanity has unlocked that door for 23 families in Jackson County, built on the belief that everyone deserves a safe, stable place to call home. Their work goes far beyond hammers and nails.
The latest house, dedicated to the Brock family, marks the 5th new home in the past 24 months. Reporter Ion Bakley shares their journey.
They wear their hearts on their sleeve and they're so welcoming. Their energy, their joy, their spirits are just contagious.
Meet the Brocks, a family of 5, settling into their dream house. Their journey started in Jefferson, Missouri.
We met in college. He asked if we got married when I moved down here, and I did. So 12 years together, and then it'll be 8 years this year married.
It hasn't been an easy journey for the Brocks.
COVID hit, and the landlords raised the rent.
If you asked the Brocks then where they would be today, they wouldn't have imagined this.
We actually got out of debt. For the most part, we're on the right track to getting a home.
Until
the next day or the next week, they sent us a text message saying, you guys got to leave immediately.
So instead of playing in their own yard, Aiden, Ariel, their parents, and a baby Dion Jr. on the way, they moved from hotels to in-laws until they met a special woman.
That place being, good Lord, cats all over the place, and we had to deal with fleas and whatnot. Even through the midst of all that, like, that was still a blessing. God has a plan, and it may not be the way you want. It may not be what you expected it to, but all in all, like, it's a good thing.
According to Dion and his wife, God answered their prayers through another relationship.
One of her children goes to Eastern Seals. A few of the parents were interested and had some questions. It was pretty much a personal information session just with the parents there. And Mrs. Brock was on that call.
I really can't put into words what Habitat for Humanity has done for us.
While the application process may be long, in the end, it all worked out. The Brocks have their dream home, and the children have their dream playhouse. For Grady Newsource, I'm Ion Bakley.
They are the first voice you hear in an emergency, but often the last to be recognized.
911 dispatchers hear the trauma. They are responsible for making sure people get the help they need, no matter life or death.
Each 911 dispatcher in Oconee County answers an average of 20 emergency calls a day. That's hundreds of calls a week, often during high-stress situations.
Reporter Holly Kate O'Brien visited the Oconee County Sheriff's Office to learn more about what dispatchers really do and why National Telecommunications Week means more than just gifts and appreciation.
These phones get picked up about 20 times a day by 3 to 4 911 dispatchers.
Busy day, the way I would describe my day is like a chicken with my head cut off.
They're the voice you hear when emergencies strike, but you may never see their faces. This week, Oconee County is celebrating the people behind the phone.
This week we've gotten a gift card and we got a plant today and a little badge holder, so that's pretty cool.
It's part of National Telecommunications Week, a time dedicated to recognizing the dispatchers who carry the emotional weight of every call.
Started, I feel like the closure of things was kind of hard because you hear the beginning, you hear the middle while they're out there, and then you never know the end.
Their daily routine involves far more than just answering the phone. Dispatchers rotate responsibilities, managing fire, police, non-emergency lines, and even administrative paperwork.
If you're on 911, you're on fire as well, so you're answering fire radio, but you're also dispatching every call you take. We have to be able to be very good note takers.
Their shifts are long, 12 hours at a time, and their work often goes unnoticed. But this week, they are reminded of just how vital they are.
We do our best. We work hard. You know, we really care about our citizens, and we care a lot about our deputies that we send out.
Holly Kate O'Brien, Grady Newsource.
Thanks for the story, Holly Kate. A Barrow County team is earning national recognition for its work in robotics. Grady Newsource reporter Megan Pastino is live in the lab where the Robo-Clovers are hard at work.
Thank you, Eddie. I spent this evening here at the Center of Innovative Teaching with a very talented group of students. I would love to introduce you all to the Barrow County Robo-Clovers. Inside this Center for Innovative Teaching lab, the Robo-Clovers are building the future.
That's what education is all about. We have, like our students say, not just students that are interested, but are students that are passionate. And, you know, if you don't give that passion an environment to grow in, it dies.
The Robo-Clovers are Barrow County's varsity first robotics team. Today, I was an honorary member, getting to see just what it takes to bring these projects to life.
My name is Dalton Keene. I'm one of the builders and the drivers.
Dalton walked me through each step of robot assembly and operation, from the specific wiring to the controls, to the power source, even to the type of wheel that's used. The hard work of these students is definitely paying off, with one of their teammates at Houston right now competing in the World Championships for FIRST Robotics. I know you guys are super proud of Caitlin and the work she's doing out there, but what is it that makes this team so special?
I feel like our team has a great community here at CFIT. We're all super organized and we all know exactly what each other need, and it really helps in our success.
Awesome. I've definitely gotten to see that teamwork today. They let me behind the scenes, let me touch some robots. Luckily, nothing broken in the process. This is really a creative group of kids. As we move on to our next segment, I just want to wish them all good luck as they compete at this next level. Back to you in the studio.
Are you going to be hanging out this weekend? Make sure you pack sunscreen. Eddie has weather coming up after the break.
I'm excited.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back. Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
We have been getting a heavy dosage of sunshine. And Eddie, what can we expect for the rest of the week heading into Easter?
Jack, great news. Looking at a lot more of the same here. So we'll start here. We're looking at Wednesday. It's been a beautiful day outside today, 72 degrees high. Going to get a little chilly again tonight, so make sure you don't put those jackets up just yet. Thursday, great day for golf. I've got a tee time at 3:30. I'll meet you there. We got 76 degrees. It's going to be great. Low of 50, so you can get those jackets. Start to be put them away here. Let's skip over this way so we can look into the weekend. We got Friday. Friday looks tremendous. It's going to be a beautiful day, 83 degrees. Make sure you get outside, do a little sun tanning if you're ready. Wait a minute. Is it already summer? Holy cow! It's 87 degrees outside this Saturday. Low of 61. This is a perfect temperature, and the Easter Bunny gonna have no problem delivering eggs here, guys. 85 degrees, low of 63. Super excited for the weekend ahead. Gosh.
And well, Eddie, we got to make sure to enjoy the nice weather.
And have an exciting time in Watkinsville. Exciting. I don't know if you picked up on that.
There you go.
This Saturday, April 19th, bring the whole family and hop over to Watkinsville City Hall for a massive Easter egg hunt you won't want to miss.
We're talking 10,000 candy-filled eggs, tons of fun, and best of all, free admission. Just don't forget to bring your own egg basket and your very best egg hunting energy.
I will be there for sure. Coming up, Jack will have updates on both Georgia baseball and softball. Don't go anywhere.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You're home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit assureretirement.org.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
It's a busy week on the diamond for both Georgia softball and baseball. Jack Keys has the latest on both. What do you got for me, Jack?
Thanks, Eddie. The SEC has been electric this season on the softball diamond. Stacked competition throughout, so much so that as of Monday, 12 SEC teams are ranked in the top 25, including the top 4 teams in the country. Now, Georgia's had to run the gauntlet in the nation's toughest conference, and that will continue this weekend against number 20 Ole Miss at Jack Turner Stadium.
Looking at Ole Miss, I think every team in the SEC is a really competitive team, and I feel like Ole Miss especially is a scrappy team, and so they can always find ways to win.
I think we just have to be intentional about taking it pitch by pitch, inning by inning. I think that's something that we've got to do a better job on.
The SEC is super competitive. No matter who you play, you can get beat at any time, and I know especially with adding Oklahoma and Texas this year, we're even more competitive now. And so it's just a testament to, even though we might not have the best record, it is just a testament to how good the SEC is.
The SEC is stacked this year, and unfortunately we are one of the younger teams this year. But, you know, we've shown and proven that we can hang with the best.
The Dogs will be looking to win their first SEC series of the year, and despite holding a 5-12 conference record, they're still the 23rd ranked team in the nation. And while softball is staying home this weekend, the number 5 ranked Georgia baseball team is headed to the Music City. The Dogs will face Vanderbilt, yet another series against a top 25 opponent. But first, they had to take care of some pesky Yellow Jackets in the ATL. Georgia played Georgia Tech in non-conference action last night at Truist Park and tied up 2-2 in the 4th. The Dogs once again boasted their slugging prowess. Death, taxes, and Georgia swinging for the fences. That was Devin Obie there with a solo shot for the lead, and then he was followed up by Colby Branch, who takes one to deep left field, giving Georgia a 5-2 advantage. Branch's home run was also Georgia's 100th home run of the year, which leads all of college baseball. And for Georgia, the bullpen came through, and the score remained unchanged, giving UGA a clean old-fashioned victory in Atlanta. Coming up, an exhibit at the Georgia Museum of Art featuring a Renaissance painting from one of Italy's most historical families. Stay tuned.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason. Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
The Dutch. Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Your home before sunrise. On top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
The Medici family are from Florence, Italy, with influential power from the 1400s to the 1700s. The Medicis are known for their extravagant art collection during the Renaissance period.
The Georgia Museum of Art now has an exhibit of paintings from the Medici's collection. Reporter Tristan Bird had an in-depth discussion about one of the most famous paintings in the exhibit and tells you all about it.
That's right, Eddie. I was able to, see Pietro Dandini's Esther Before Azaris, which is one of the most famous Italian Baroque paintings. It once belonged to an Italian dynasty. Now people in Northeast Georgia can view it at the Georgia Museum of Art on the campus of the University of Georgia. This piece dates back to the 1680s and shows a dramatic moment of Queen Esther feigning with relief after being spared by the king, her husband, Azaris. Azaris was the Persian king who, under his rule, set a date to execute all the Jews in the kingdom. Esther, who is Jewish herself, went to confront the king and risk her life to plead to the king to save her people. This event depicted in the painting is the Jewish holiday of Purim, which its spirit is alive and well in Athens, Georgia, where local communities come together each year to honor its timeless message.
Thank you, Tristan. I didn't know any of that. I had a lot of fun down here tonight, Jack. I appreciate it, but that's all we have for you guys tonight. I'm Eddie Newbert.
And I'm Jack Keys. Make sure to check us out on all of our socials, Grady Newsource on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And we'll see you Monday at 5 p.m. Thanks for watching.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers. He connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at
enjoyed our program tonight. We're going to get this critique started. Be sure to tune in on Monday night, because on Monday night we're actually going to have 2 back-to-back half-hour shows. You'll see 2 different sets of anchors. And we were going to be doing 2 shows concerning solutions journalism topics. And what's important about that is we know you guys get tired. Bad news, bad news, bad news. But the fact is there are a lot of people working on a lot of problems in our local Northeast Georgia communities. Smart people proposing a lot of excellent solutions, and our students have examined many areas of opportunity for growth and for improving some areas that are of interest to you. So please tune in at 5 o'clock, and we'll be done at 6 on Monday night, and we look forward to seeing you. Now, let's get started on the post-show critique. I got some notes. You guys have done a really good job. This is your last general assignment show. You know, on Monday night, as I just mentioned, we're going to have the solutions journalism shows, and on Wednesday you're going to have your farewell show. So this is really your last general news program. And I'm really proud. I was thinking today, and actually Monday, when Carly Barnett was here, and she said, how come they're not all hysterical? I said, they're kind of smart, and they picked it up pretty fast. If you'd have been here, you know, a month ago, and 2 months ago, you would have seen hysteria. You guys need to sit back and look at some of the first shows and remember some of the behind the scenes and really appreciate how far you've come. You know, where haven't always been able to work on some of the detail stuff because, you know, different classes, there's different vibes, different individuals, and sometimes we just don't get to the point where we get to the devil in the details. In this semester, we were able to get to that. Frankly, it makes it a lot more fun for me, even if it's not all about me. I'm just going to bring that up. So thank you for letting me have a good time. Thank you for learning some of the rudimentary things so quickly. Thank you for being attentive. Thank you for coming to the morning meetings and bringing your stuff. And even thank you for really being slack last Monday when I realized I'm just going to go hang out somewhere because they don't need me. And frankly, yay me, because y'all don't. Because really, you guys are now ready to go to work wherever you want to work. And you're going to be more skilled than most in this field. Now, that said, for crying out loud, I'm just not saying wide, medium, tight anymore. Somebody else is going to yell at you about that. It's not going to be me. But stop these jump cuts. Do not. Where's Ion?
He's in the audio booth.
He's in the audio booth. Oh, my goodness.
How is he ever?
My goodness. You know, when you use transition edits, there are rare times when that's okay, but you don't want to use those, y'all. Because what it does, it truly cripples you from learning to write and be that information-rich traffic cop. What you do is you just go, I'm not sure what to say, I don't know what to think here. I'm just going to butt these 2 things together. It's shady because that's not what the people said. It wasn't one sentence. And when you put the jump cut in there, then people know it. And when you put some artifice in there, you know, a fade or a blur or something, you're really sending the message. You know, we can do all kinds of manipulation. We don't, because we're journalists. We should not. We do not. But it's hard to stand on that with all the integrity that you have when you do little manipulations. So let's don't. And let's don't cheat yourselves of the opportunity to use wide, medium, tight, and to write in a way that moves the story along a really good narrative arc, okay? Last time you're going to hear me say wide, medium, tight. I just, you know, it was a weakness in my teaching there, so somebody else is going to get you for it. But it won't be me. Shelby, wonderful job with the Nat sound. I know you had a little bit of trouble. It was your first time really immersing in that. Had a little bit of trouble with the balance. I would encourage all of you, make sure, don't use your ears. Your ears will deceive you. Use that view meter and really look. Make sure that your Nat sound is there, but that your track overcomes it. When your track stops, it's a really good opportunity. And this is something Ian and I talked about tonight. And DeAndre did a beautiful job of it in his golf story that we enjoyed so much. And that is bringing up that Nat sound. Bringing up that Nat sound Would you hold this for me a minute?
Sure.
Thank you. All the things. Yeah, so on live TV, it's okay. You can do all sorts of things. Oh my God, my right hand's weak. I can't open the clamp. Okay, I'm good. So just make sure that you look at the view meter so that people can hear you and they don't have to strain to hear you. And always remember that nat sound. We could have lived all day. The young person, Shagun, it would have been good to have two different people. But you guys know that. Ian did a good job shooting from a different angle. The other thing I want to say is that Ian, I think, did a very nice job. I cared about those people. I cared about that program. He did a terrific job with that. But I would encourage him, and I'll share this with him and you all, when I saw that and I saw them sitting on the floor, I went, oh, gosh, that was something that we could have written to, It's not the most comfortable floor, but it's their floor. There's no furniture in these empty rooms yet, but they're their rooms. Really take us in there, and it's not difficult to do. And one thing you guys, I will say, I may have failed on wide, medium, tight, but you guys have really gotten the hang of writing to video. And I will tell you, if you watch television right now, or even some social media stuff, streaming, you'll find that's rare, and it makes all the difference in the world. So kudos to you. I fell in love with this family. Megan's not here. She did some really terrific video referencing. Was really, really impressed with that. And Eddie, you did a wonderful job looking at Jeff. Really great job. The product, it was, you were dead on it. And the slide, though. It was right up there with Dunby's skip. That was excellent. And we got to see the real you, and that's good, and you should save that. And if one of y'all doesn't make a blooper tape, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's the last time I'm saying it. I've only said it 50 times. So I want to give kudos to your producer and associate producer team. It was a really, really good show. Now you guys made it easy. You guys had some really, really good stories. But I think she and DeAndre did an exceptional job of formatting it, of getting a stinger in there, of getting a little bit of national news to perfectly contextualize your stories. Blake, thank you. You were digital and you went up and beyond. Shelby, you're just a natural live. I'm not gonna say on television how sad I am about some things. I'll worry you with that later. But a really terrific job to the producing team. So, yay, y'all. Okay, and Thanvi, the digital, did a nice job today.
I think everyone made my job super easy this week, and we had some really, really great digital content.
Start again. They didn't hear your sorry. Do you want to say that again? No.
Everyone made my job super easy this week. Everyone was super communicative. And you guys had some great videos and some great stuff. And I even told my friends to go look at Grady Newsource for information on the protests and all sorts of things. Can I say my other little things? Critiques and things?
Absolutely.
I'm not going to repeat everything, but the coverage on the protest in the show was very like say dog, see doggy. That was great. That was really great. Ion's story was amazing. We already went over that. Edison's weather was great. Edison, your weather was great. Oh my God, okay, wait. This is like a random thing. I don't know why. I think I wrote Ed and it autocorrected to Edison, but your name is Edison anyways. I kind of thought you were floating in the art museum. But
I did too.
I don't know, I was into it. I kind of liked it. I really liked that entertainment aspect, though. I feel like the next Newsource class should leave like a little spot for just entertainment, because I know we do like a little kicker, but like that was really cool, and I really like that story. And then also, if you're digital and if you haven't sent me your package or your caption or anything like that, don't make me hunt you down.
Ooh. She'll skip right after you.
I will skip after you.
Next, please.
And then we want to hear from Kira, too.
First, I want to say thank you, Kentrell, for your sentiments. Thank you, Aaron, for making this producing team work. she knew I love a list, so she made sure everything I needed to be done was on a list. So if I don't see it, it just won't get done. I also want to say thank you. I know Andrew's listening in there. He really made all those 2 boxes come to fruition. Like that team coverage thing, we did not have that. I saw him in premiere working his little butt off and like doing everything, making sure that yeah, making sure that everything was perfect on there, and I loved it. And to Kira and the whole team, this whole semester, y'all have showed nothing but grace, love. Even when we were late, you guys still put on a great show for us, and to that I say thank you.
Thank you. To kind of piggyback off that real quick, you guys did great, and also thank you, like, Holly Kate stepped in, Ion stepped in. There was times when Olivia, Gunter, like just setting up lives and stuff throughout the whole semester. Like, I never had to do that. But so I applaud all those who stepped in and volunteered to help out.
Hey. Well, thanks. That was really kind. Yeah, thank y'all for helping out. We really do appreciate it. As we've said a million times, we are completely volunteer on that side of the walls. So every once in a while, we don't have all of our volunteers. So I really appreciate when y'all get to step up and help out. And today it really worked. Today we had 3 really successful live shots. We had 2 different sets of 2 boxes. We had 2 of y'all live in studio. We had a bunch of different like visual elements going on. We had our new stinger that Andrew made for us. And it was really fun. Like, we giggled and laughed the whole time in the control room today. And we had so much fun with this show. So it was a really, really good note to end on, I think, for y'all. I mean, you have 2 more, but to end your regular shows on. So I was gonna say, I think our tech things, Blakely did a really good job. She was directing today. And we had our two new volunteers. Miss Holly Kate and Ion. Our only tech things today, I had them written down, but now I've forgotten them. Our graphic that Eddie had to run under didn't like pause, and so he kind of there was weather over him instead of Easter, which was not really what we were looking for, but that was a super small thing. And then my only other thing was on y'all's live shot. You looked awesome, but like inching over on camera, like, was really silly. We thought y'all were gonna stay because you both were in the first one, and then you like inched off. It didn't look bad. It took all of like 1 second, but in the future, just stay there and then move during her package. But overall, this was a really clean show. It was a really fun show. I don't even have anything else. All your packages were in on time. Like, audio was pretty good today. Like, other than that, we had a really good show today on tech. It was really clean. So thank y'all for helping us out with that.
So pass it to Olivia. My usual. What did you really like today that you were really proud of? What's something you will think about doing differently in the future?
I'm just proud of myself for getting something turned in today. Not in the sense that I wasn't going to, but I was texting Holly Kate last night, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get these interviews, because when you tell Cantrell, oh, I've emailed my sources, she's going to, 1, tell you to pick up your phone and call them, and then 2, get in your car and go find them. And without a phone, both of those things are a little bit challenging. So I'm glad that I reached out to people early, and my producers were awesome and very helpful in letting me like give people their phone numbers and everything, and it ended up working out really well, because we got a call at like 4 o'clock, maybe 3:30, and I got to talk to Chancellor Purdue for a little bit, which was awesome. I'm glad I could get that.
That was a very important interview. Good job. Yes, he was.
But right now he's the chancellor of the Board of Regents for, yes, we know the whole thing. But I'm very proud of all of that. Something I want to work on, I think just like being more efficient. Like, I didn't need to go up until 4:30 turning stuff in. I was kind of here all day. So just like being more efficient, getting what needs to be done, because I feel like I kind of pushed stuff off, and then I had these interviews later in the day that I should have focused more time on when it came to like clipping them and editing them and all of that stuff. So like getting the script done super early so then I can focus on the things that pop up throughout the day.
Thanks. I really enjoyed doing my sports segment today. Not only am I just more comfortable on camera when I'm talking about sports, but I feel like I'm able to spread my writing butterfly wings a little bit more when I'm writing my sports segment. So just really pleased with the last couple of shows and how they went. And going forward, just continuing to get more natural in the studio, on camera. I thought Eddie and I did a nice job today of having some repartee. But it takes reps, like Carly said on Monday. It just takes reps and experience and doing it over and over and over again. And that's going to bode well for your natural interaction with whoever you're speaking with. So, yeah, just continuing to get more natural.
And Jack, I would say to you and to all of you, one of the things, I mean, we noticed it. Jack, you're good, and you are better at sports. And it's not a function of you necessarily coming alive because you do a great job. It is a function of your confidence in writing for sports, and you are willing to write like a mensch, like a normal person. Whereas in news, we've still got, it's very minor, but it's enough to where we still don't quite let ourselves go. And again, that will come with reps and confidence in writing, in understanding a topic enough to be able to convert it to real conversational writing the way you do in sports. So good job there. Gunter.
Today was a journey. I got to the food bank where I was doing my digital story today. Got an interview outside of the building, which was a great start, and then was not able to get anyone from the food bank to speak to me. So today's lesson was doing background research for my story, which was valuable. Learned about a new website that shows businesses' tax returns, which is interesting.
Nonprofits,
Yeah,
Form
nonprofits.
990s.
Yeah, all those.
Yes.
All those important things to see. So that was good, and then offered some good data points for my story as to kind of quantify how much this food bank had really helped the community. So all things considered, I think I did an okay job with not having any footage of the inside of the building. Had some mostly stuff of the outside of the building, and then also just some clips of canned food and things like that to just kind of tie everything together. So I thought I did well, getting my script in place and everything. I think digital is a different challenge sometimes because you have all this stuff like on your phone instead of just on a camera. I find it almost more difficult to organize things sometimes. So I was putting I airdropped like 25 videos of B-roll onto my computer, and then I had to put them all in the folder one by one, which can be tedious.
Oh,
but,
that's sounds horrible.
These are all things that I can figure out eventually. But yeah, I think today was a research lesson, I guess, for the most part. But I'm still happy given the situation, how it turned out.
I liked your story, and I thought your story was not just one more, oh, look at the free food, these people are giving the food, and the poor hungry people, Okay, that sounded callous. I didn't mean it to be so, but people do tune out to certain things. Because of the research he did, I found myself tuning in. All the things you talked about that you didn't have, even though I consciously know you didn't have them because you showed me that baby earlier and all your labor pains, I didn't miss them because I was intrigued by what you said. And that's really, really important. As far as dumping all that stuff, as you guys get a little bit more experienced, I think you'll find that you can shoot a little less. And, as you get more experienced in asking questions, you won't have as many things to dump. But I think you did a good job today. Blake!
Yeah, today went well. I felt it went really smoothly going to the rally, talking to people. I feel very comfortable approaching people, especially in those situations, because I feel like most people, if they're there to voice their opinion, they're not going to be afraid of a camera. I think the two difficulties were trying to navigate staying really focused on the rally, but also trying to tell a story and trying not to like take too much of what Shelby was going to talk about with like a more in detail part. I felt like I'd sort of struggled a little bit to like get something that was really powerful and interesting. And then the other thing was just like shooting on my phone. I wasn't able to get as many tight shots as I would have really liked, just because like you really have to get in front of someone or in front of something to do that. So just something to consider, because you never know when like camera fails and you have to switch to your phone. So yeah.
Good job. I think you did a really good job today.
Same kind of thing. I think today went pretty smoothly. I was a little bit nervous tackling a topic that's so sensitive like this, but I think it went really well. Especially the live shot. I've gotten live from the Capitol before, but I've never done it just kind of out and about with a camera. So that was really fun getting to do, just having like that different kind of live environment. As for things I want to work on, definitely still working on the nat sound and making sure that was balanced. I noticed, like, as I was listening to it, would, someone would be talking and then someone would be clapping, and I'm like, oh, that's a huge sound difference. And so it was really hard for me to balance. And I think audio overall is something I need to work on. And then also just shifting through all the information and making sure, like, it was really kind of difficult for me to come up with an angle because I had so much. I had perspective from an international student, but I also had perspectives from people at the rally and people that they know, and just trying to tie that all together into a cohesive story that like sent a message, that had a message, was difficult. But I think I'm gonna like definitely work on that for Sojo, because that's the whole point. So yeah.
Well, I proofed your first Sojo script.
Yes.
And I noticed your writing was much more spare.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and that's hard. It's easy for me to say, it's always better to have more than you need and to pare it down than to have me or anybody else go through your story and go, what about this? What about this? I don't know. So we don't ever have to worry about that with you.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, your head holds a lot of stuff. Yes. So, yes. But I did notice your Sojo was spare, and today was pretty spare too. So good job.
Also in standing up straight, that's always a problem of mine.
I know. I hate it. And why do you, every time I say something, why do you always have to say, Cantrell says stand up straight? For crying out loud, why can't y'all own that? So why am I always the heavy? Just say. Say what? Oh, I guess it kind of is. Okay, well, you stood up straight and it was lovely.
Thank you.
All right, Tristan.
I had a definitely non-traditional day for what I usually do here, and I appreciated that. I think just this whole semester has been about, I think for all of us, getting out of our comfort zone and exploring things that we might not be so comfortable with or might not know a lot about or not really be interested in at first. And that's what I did today. And even though this isn't something that I'm going to continue, even what I'm going to be doing this summer, you have to be able to be comfortable with doing all types of things. Have to know a little about a lot. And today was a good exercise for me to just step into an area where I'm not comfortable in at all, and I had fun. It was interesting. So yeah.
I thought the story was really interesting, and frankly, even for me, it was like, I'm not a big art aficionado. I love pretty. But you did a good job telling me about that, and I don't know, was it in a break tease or something, where it said, we're going to see art from like the 1600s? Did you say that?
1400s to 1700s?
I don't know, but it was cool. I was like, oh, this is some old stuff. I bet it's ugly and faded. But it wasn't. It was gorgeous, and it was interesting, and you did a good job.
I didn't know the Museum of Art had that. So
yeah, I didn't either, and it was cool, and I think it's, I think it's worthwhile, and I think journalists could do a better job, and I think you guys have done a good job of bringing people a holistic look at their community, not just this little grubby corner, but a holistic look. All right, Alana.
Yes, I actually had a lot of fun today. I think I broke my own record, which is 5 interviews in one day. That was a lot, and I have not turned in my story yet, but I will get that to you.
I know it'll be good.
But yeah, my interview this morning with the investigative team went really well. and like I feel like I am looking forward to telling the Sojo story, figuring out how I'm going to tell it. I feel like I have a lot of work to do the rest of this week and this weekend to be able to do that. But other than that, today's stories I think is really fun and interesting, and I happened to find like the human part of it as well, which I really liked. And you know, I've really enjoyed being able to tell like people's stories, because yes, there's like big stories, but there's also like people's stories. And I think with the pageant story that I'm doing today, it's like exactly what I wanted to do, which is tell their stories and the bigger reason that they were a part of a pageant like that. So good day, fun day.
Yay.
I think today I had a really good day as well. I feel like it was really good vibes in here. I think it was a really great testament of getting to know your sources so that your story will be better. I had so much fun at the sheriff's office, and I never thought that I would like
good times.
Like getting to know them and getting to know like what they do for a living. They were so excited for me to be there and me to learn about what they do every day, and it was so inspiring. Like they were like, "Thank you so much," and just giving back to them. Like they were just really excited, so that made me really, really happy to see, because usually it's just like, okay, hard news, like what are we gonna do, like gotta get all of the stuff. I felt like really calm after that, like I wasn't like scrambling to do stuff, so that was really rewarding. Something that I'm gonna take into next week in Sojo is definitely gonna be better shots of what's the thing?
Wide, medium, tight. I don't know. I got to come up with something else. Why is that not memorable? Because it doesn't rhyme?
I don't know.
It's rhyming by Monday.
I know the tight part, but I never understand. I never like can do the wide part.
I'm going to do it to the tune of the put your phone down, put your phone down. I'm going to do it to the tune of that. I'm going to come up with something you can't forget.
But getting a lot of footage and not being scared to get a lot of footage as well. Thank you.
Eddie.
So I guess this means nothing coming from me, obviously, because I'm just a student here like you guys too. But watching the show today, I kind of was thinking back to the first show we ever did. And if we had put on what we put on today on the first day, we would think that we're all gods. So I mean, it's just watching you guys' packages and everything, and watching the whole semester. It's been really fun to work with you guys. So I'm just gonna take that into. I know it's the last like kind of show till Sojo, so I'm just very proud of all you guys. It's fun.
And we're proud of you.
Wait,
I do want to say, Eddie and Jack, like it was like I was teleprompter, and we were like laughing like at everything. Like y'all, it was so fun to watch. Like you guys had. We used to say like, okay, like don't look like you're like stuck. Like y'all were relaxed, you were looking at each other, like having fun. Like that's how it's supposed to be, and that's so enjoyable for viewers to watch. So y'all killed that. It was awesome.
You guys had great chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I kind of already said what I wanted to say, but what I'm going to say is overall great show. You guys put on a fantastic show, from the anchors to all the volunteers. So yeah, as we lead into Sojo, I wish you guys so much luck on this. Please pray for me on mine. I might not be in it. I'm just kidding. No, just kidding.
Oh, I know that. But speaking of Sojo.
Yes. What a great
let's
segue.
let's go over a few deets here. Oh my God, does anybody say that anymore?
I do.
Deets.
Just you? Okay. Okay. So we are not going to have our morning meeting on Monday. Okay? You guys need the time. Now here's the deal. Oh my gosh. What do you do? Get up at noon? I don't even want an answer to that. Yes. Just don't go cooking with. No, I shouldn't say that.
Class
okay.
breakfast.
So you have a real opportunity with these two Sojo shows. So first thing, the producers of the Sojo shows and the associate producers are DeAndre will be producing the first half hour, because he hasn't had a chance to produce. Olivia will be his associate producer. So this is going to be a real strong team. For the second half hour, we have an equally strong team. We have Anna Sjogren as a producer, and then we've got Aaron Pagenkopf, okay, I know you pronounce it differently, as the associate producer. I know, I just make up your names. So that's going to be very strong. Now, they have had an opportunity they have an interest in producing, and they've had an opportunity to learn some tricks, and they have a real opportunity to make this a stellar show, to put the handprint on the heart of your show. Oh my gosh, that's from Wicked. But anyway, but you've got to give them that opportunity to make y'all great, to showcase the Hope Diamond of your work. And to do that, they've got to have it on time. So over the weekend, and I hope before, I hope I see everybody's scripts, the sooner the better, and I'm able to get feedback out to you. Most of what I've seen has been, there's been a little bit of challenge on the limitations part. And when you leave out the limitations, what you wind up with is fluff pieces. Okay, so remember, there is nothing in this world that's perfect. Every time we do a new program, no new program that you're talking about is going to be the panacea to whatever ill you're talking about. So remember, you got to identify that problem. You guys have done terrific with that. Identifying the solution, terrific with that. Comparing and checking to see where that solution has worked in other places helps you with the limitations. If you find that piece, then you can go with the limitations. And sometimes something's going to be brand new and we're not going to know. And then you just have to ask, what do you foresee in terms of limitations? What could, even if this goes swimmingly well, okay? So don't forget that. As far as your videos are concerned, I have no expectation that I'll have videos by Sunday. I would love it, but I think you guys are going to pick this thing to death, and I think that that's okay, but know when to quit. Now, what I'd like to ask you all, your producers are going to have your leads early. I do have to have all the leads by Sunday night. OMG, I forgot to say goodbye. Goodbye, I'm not even on the air anymore. So